Taylor Ham, 24/7 Sports, visiting with Channel View quarterback Jalen Hurts here at the VYPE magazine shoot. Jalen, how'd the spring go for you, man? You had a bunch of schools, I'm sure, come out and evaluate you. You had new offers come through, but tell me how it went.
I mean, it went well. It was a great spring, I think. I mean, we got a lot of good work in, and we polished some things up. We realized who could play, who could do what, who could do this, who could do that. So I feel it was a very, very positive spring.
How'd you see your game develop?
I worked on some things as far as my footwork, and went to the Elite 11 regionals and kind of got some things from there and polished some things up.
How's recruiting going? I mean, I know you've been kind of focused on the same three schools in Texas A&M, Alabama, Mississippi State. Now it seems like there's another program kind of starting to sneak in there.
Yes, sir, Florida.
What's going on right now? Just where you kind of stand with the process?
I mean, I'm obviously now. I mean, I've made the decision that I'm going to the SEC with those top 4 schools, and I mean, it's going to be a tough one, but I mean.
Who's recruiting you the hardest right now? Who are you the most contact with?
I say Florida is really even.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's hitting me up. I get a message from somebody, and then boom, next school messages me. I mean, it's like that. It's that type of deal.
What intrigues you about Florida?
Florida, I mean, they came in kind of late. But I mean, at the end of the day, the tradition is Florida. Just like Alabama, it's Alabama. Just like A&M, it's A&M. I mean, they're all great schools.
Now, I know you've been kind of busy with spring and finishing up your junior season, but have you had a chance to talk with your dad about just kind of what you're looking for and what's important to figure out between now and the end of summer when you make your decision?
I mean, we've been talking, and it's gonna be where I feel most comfortable at, and where I can see myself playing. And I mean, you're gonna have to compete everywhere you go, but wherever I feel comfortable, that family environment.
What's going on with Texas A&M? Obviously, a school that's been after you hard, one of your first offers. Coach Spavs, I'm sure, has been out to see you maybe once or twice this spring. What's the latest with the Aggies? I
mean, me and Coach Spavs have a great relationship. I mean, he's a real cool guy. I mean, he's very laid back. He gives you a lot of freedom at the quarterback position, and that I like that about him. And he's a great coach.
2 more SEC schools we need to cover. Alabama, start with them. What's Nick Saban's staff saying? Where you kind of fit on their board and why you're important for them.
I mean, I'm at the top of their board. I mean, they want me. I mean, Alabama is Alabama. You go there, you're probably going to play for a national championship. That's just how it goes.
Obviously, Mississippi State has done some really good things, specifically at the quarterback position here recently with Dak Prescott and Dak Attack, kind of making those guys kind of a perennial powerhouse in the SEC. A school that has probably a good fit for you and favorable depth chart. What's the latest with the Bulldogs?
They're in a good situation as far as who comes in, and they have the opportunity to compete for their job. So that's intriguing about them. I mean, I wouldn't mind coming in and getting to play early.
What's your plan of attack for a commitment? I mean, you talked about maybe after the spring. You talked about the summer. Do you have an idea of kind of what you're trying to get done when?
At this point, I could say probably late June or early July.
Great. And what head coaches have you been in contact with here recently? Have you talked to any on the phone?
All 4.
All 4? Is there one that's maybe saying something that's really kind of caught your eye here recently?
I mean, of course coaches are going to bribe you and they're going to do all those things. But at the end of the day, I know that when I get there, I'm just another athlete trying to compete and play. So, I mean, I don't really let that, sweet talk get to me. I'm about that action, and I'm going to do what I need to do to compete and get on that field.
Do you have any visits that you're planning on taking here pretty soon?
No, sir.
Is there maybe a place or two that you haven't been to or you need to get back up to?
I haven't been to Florida yet, so that could possibly be a visit I'll take to summer, possibly.
Appreciate the time.
No problem.